past the restaurant. I got another one, but he said he'd give me a free drink for driving over here, but I have to go to another one right now. Since the guy was so nice and offered a free drink, I'm gonna go ahead and get the free drink anyway, because I'm tired of drinking the tea. Get something that has a little more caffeine to wake me up a little bit. But man, it's like, what in the world? 3 minutes. It was like almost like 120 seconds. Oh, that guy must have been flying over here full speed. Picked it up and ran off with it or something. I don't know. They said they got it. I don't know how they do that. I was only 3 minutes though. Usually I'm pretty early though, but I missed it. I had to take the tollway. So we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and get a drink. Trying to watch diet a little bit. I asked the lady in there, I said, did he have a DoorDash shirt on, or was he wearing anything that, showed DoorDash on it? She said no. Sometimes the people that order it actually come and pick it up, and that can be real annoying too. I mean, I don't see why they would do that, but they do that sometimes. And I'm trying to figure out, maybe they got like a special deal. I went to the deli and the Jason's Deli. They're still working on this one. So Five Guys is slow. Five Guys takes a long time. That's very weird. Probably what happened was a guy that ordered ahead of time, and then went and had a friend pick it up for him or something. All right, so this one appeared to be not going out too quick. So I guess Five Guys got more like McDonald's or something. Usually they're really slow. So that was a mysterious. I mean, this is Jason's Deli, of course, but I don't know. They usually keep everything kind of behind the counter. From all the way from Texas, and this license plate's 86886. So 86 usually means like, you're like go. If you're a waiter, you get 86. If you're a crazy waiter, then it's called 886. What's great about Roger Waters is he's actually still around and performing about as good as he ever really has performed. I guess because of the music, pretty much Pink Floyd is on the old Granberry, I think it's old Granberry. Pink Floyd is they do kind of simple stuff. It's not terribly complex. It's not Metallica, but it's also something that's timeless, it's like timeless music. That's what I always noticed from my lifetime, always listening to Pink Floyd. Now, the later stuff is more timeless, from The Wall and onward. But even The Dark Side of the Moon is still timeless, too. Now, the early stuff, you can get burned out a little bit on the early stuff. But you can hear the early stuff and the later stuff. So they progressed slowly as a band, very slowly. The progression was slow. But he just did a big tour, Roger Waters. Pretty anti-Trump tour too, showing Trump as a pig and all this stuff. But You know, all the presidents, you know, a lot of them are kind of piggish in a way. I didn't think Obama was really that bad. Maybe George Bush Jr. was okay. You know, Bill Clinton was a little sneaky. I'm not a big fan of Gerald Ford. I think he's the worst. There needs to be a lot of reform in law. You know, like law reform. You know, Gerald Ford messed up a lot of stuff for my generation, especially. I have no idea where I'm going. I've been down here before. It's funny that I go down this way. It's kind of by the lake. It's actually, this is it's like I think this is like a lake thing. We're by the lake. So, I don't know, there's people are probably illegal aliens hanging out over here. Anyway, I'm going to head back and try to find my way back. So, don't know how I got off track. This is right by the dam in Benbrook. It's a really nice little area. It goes on for quite a bit of time. I've been called to pick up some type of food, and I'll figure that out in a minute. But right now I'm more focusing on the drive. It's pretty nice. You can see some of the changing of the leaves. It is evident in Texas as well as other places. People say that it's not, but I find Texas very beautiful. You know, I don't know, people say, well, Texas is ugly. I don't think it's ugly at all, really. I think it's just as pretty as really any other state, to be honest. This is a little park friends of mine would go racing through when they were younger in their, you know, their mom's economy car, you know, whether it be like a Probe. That was one of the cars that the people had, was called a Probe. I had a Laser. They had weird names in the 90s. My car was called a Laser. My other friend's car was called a Probe. You know, they had these weird names for cars. It's called Pecan Valley Park. Believe it or not, this area is actually also a golf course too. And you can see there's something strange right here. Kind of the day the earth stood still kind of thing. Or maybe a Twilight Zone episode. Picture, if you will, a man driving by a dam. A Benbrook Dam, to be exact. Looking for food to drop off at your doorstep. One time I was compared to that guy in an audition, because I was working on diction in an audition in college, because I was in the theater department, and I remember talking like this, thinking, this is how I need to talk when I play a character on stage, or when I'm walking around, and I'm going to talk this way all the time. And one of the directors that was casting me goes, you know, and I was really just focusing on diction, talking very clear like that. He goes, you know, that's a pretty good impression of Rod Serling. And I said, oh, thanks. I had no idea who Rod Serling was. I was like, Rod Serling, he's the guy on Twilight Zone. Oh, yeah. And they told me that guy smoked like 4 packs of cigarettes a day. way. Wee. Got my blinker on. Wee. Just in case you didn't know I was turning to the right, my blinker is on. Wee. Here, let me try my left blinker on. Wee. Now I got the left blinker on. Now we're good to go. Good to go. Not the greatest thing. Good to go. You're good to go. Right after you get your oil changed, they're always, you're good to go. Everything's checked out. We did that 6-point inspection. Everything's good. And if you get a Smoothie King, you might as well drink it way out here in the middle of Texas. It takes like 13 minutes or 14 minutes to get to you and drop it off at your doorstep. Because personally, I wouldn't want to have to drive the distance. This long Texas highway, Jim Morrison kind of thing. You know, I'd rather just have it dropped off at my doorstep. Life is much easier that way. Sit back, relax, and watch your food come to your doorstep. And the exit we're looking for is 420. That was a big highway transport chemical truck. And remember, kids, don't throw your cigarettes out the window. Bad kitty. Right, critter? Now, you sure you're not stealing from Big the Foot, kitty? Now, I heard that you did steal from Big the Foot. That's a bad kitty. You're outright a thief. Stealing from Big the Foot. Now, you tell me what you stole from Big the Foot. Yeah, we'll try that 0.5 zoom going back. All right, go back to sleep. Critter the cat. So if you go to Sweetwater, you better wear high boots, especially leather boots, at all times. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Know anything about the history of me? I'm a big fan of Cat Stevens and also a big fan of Harold and Maude. I thought it'd be cool to do another version of Harold and Maude, maybe even call it the same name, but switch it from Cat Stevens to Daniel Johnston music. You know, like have Spirit World Rising, True Love Will Find You in the End, all those great songs in it. Have a disturbed young character, you know, with almost the exact same script, and he meets this older lady that loves, you know, flowers, and she's carefree, and she steals bugs, you know, like VW bugs, and she drives like Annie Hall, you know, really crazy all over the place. Just like Ruth Gordon, you know. Oh, something come up right up here. Ruth Gordon was an amazing character. Also, she's a great actress, but she didn't make it until her 70s. So she had done some background work when she got started in film, like little television stuff that was really nothing. And then she got Harold and Maude, and I think she even got an Academy Award for something. She became very famous as an elderly. She was a senior citizen that became a movie star, basically. She had done some, like, very little movies when she was very young. I think her first movie, she was like 15 years old. But she stopped doing movies for about 40 or 50 years. No movies for a long time. And then she landed Harold and Maude, and she became famous. She was also in Rosemary's Baby. If you've seen Rosemary's Baby, she's the one that says, "You got to drink the mouse." That was Ruth Gordon. She was a complete genius. She worked with Roman Polanski in that. She was probably one of the most important characters, a very important character in that creepy movie. You ever see Rosemary's Baby? Very creepy. But Harold and Maude is her genius work. Probably one of all-time great old lady roles. But anyway, it'd be switching Harold and Maude, but it would be using Daniel Johnston's music. And it would be like the same character, some young character, you know, that has the weird mom and all the funny stuff. But take out the Daniel Johnston's, I mean, take out the Cat Stevens stuff. Because they already used the Cat Stevens stuff. Looks like something major happening there. I'm going to see if I can go around. They already used the Cat Stevens stuff, you know, and we know that. We know you don't need to change Harold and Maude, really. But the story is good, and it would be the story is great. It'd be a great place to put his music, you know, because a lot of people don't use his music a whole lot. And it could be like a Daniel Johnston type of character, you know, meets an older lady that's kind of a mentor. She has hang-ups and stuff. Check out Harold and Maude. It's a great little movie. This is like a really scary kind of neighborhood. And my kids, whenever they were around me when we were all younger, well, they're still young now, but this is like when they were like 3 or 4 and something on the television would come up that was scary. They'd always go, "Scary, Mommy, scary." Look at this stuff. People just really have taken it to the extreme in this age that we live in. Of course, this is nice right here. You know, it's just kind of simple. But look at the baby on the thing right there. Babies with spiders on them, you know. It's like, okay, all right, look at this thing. It's like voodoo hanging from a tree. All right, well, that's nice. Then you've got some simple stuff here too. These guys are all competing. This is a, I don't know what that is. It's a bat, and then that's kind of a LCD screen kind of thing. I don't know how far they go. I don't know, some type of screen thing that changes colors and ghosts come out of it. I don't know. This is, oh my gosh, it says Cole Cemetery. What in the world? No without permission. Know something without permission. Maybe their last name is Cole. That's spooky. And whenever you want to get one of those big speakers on the top of your car and you drive around playing Spirit World Rising by Daniel Johnston, the number on their forehead and hand. You got really loud. What would happen? If I heard it going on, I'd be laughing my head off. I'd welcome it every day, at least once a day. The number on their forehead and hand. Where does this guy get this stuff? Look at this right here. It's Daniel Johnston, man. Daniel Johnston's music. That's just Snoopy. That's like real scary. Snoopy with a boo. Snoopy with the boo. Man, your house just has Snoopy on it with the boo. What's wrong with your parents? We got a baby with spiders crawling around on it. Well, my parents are sane. Yeah, but my parents listen to Kurt Cobain. You know who that is? And the kid's like, no. Yeah, you know, it's like, yeah, the kid's like, no, I don't know who he is. Yeah, my parents said that you probably wouldn't know who he was. And they're all the way from California.